Yeah, hi there, and welcome back. So let us continue with our lecture and let's go and see about the RxJava operators. So first of all, we'll go to the RxJava official documentation site over here, and we'll go to the docs from here, and we'll go to the operators. So let's go to the operators, and what we will see over here in the operators by category, you can see there are a lot of operators, and previously I have mentioned that operators is the one that is going to be using for the any kind of data transmission or the filtering or the transferring of one data to the another form. So all of these are make use by the RxJava operators. And if you go and see operators by category, you can see the creating observables, transforming of the observables, right? The filtering of the observables, combining the observables, error handling. And you can see there are a lot different types of the observables operator that we can make use, like the arithmetical, right? So these are the operators that you can go and check in the ReactiveX side, and we will cover it off, not the all, but there are so many of that is impossible to cover, and I can be frank that I'm also not sure all of these how does it actually works, but we will be covering some of the most important and some of the most used operators in the Android development. So if you want to take a look more and learn more about it, you can just go to the documentation side about the ReactiveX, and you can have a look. So first of all, let's go to our first over here, the creating the observable. Operators that originate and creates a new observable. So we on the previous one we saw about the just. It says that converts an object or sets an object into an observable that emits the emits that or those objects. So we saw in the previous how we emit the integer value, and if you check on this just operator, you can see creates an observable that emits a particular item. So we pass some item, like we pass the one in the first and second, we pass the 5 items that it's just emitting that value one by one, right? So it's emit the value from here, and it takes the just operators and it emits that particular value. So we will go and see some of the let's go back to the project first of all, and here we saw the just operator, and we saw that we had passed the 5 items, but there is a limitation of the item that you can pass with the just. So let's say it's a 5, and it's a maximum can take up to 10, I think. If you can see that it has a maximum of to 10. So if I pass over here, like let's say 6 and 7, 8 and 9, and sorry, 6, 7, comma 8, right? So I need to pass the 8, comma 9, comma 10. Sorry, why I'm giving the space over here? It should be of the comma, and it should be of a 7, 8, 9, and finally I can pass over here a 10. And if I pass it over here 11, then we get an error because it doesn't accept the maximum value, or it's up to of the 10 object. So if I pass it 11 object, it's going to give me an error. So just remember that the just operator can take up to the 10 object over here, and if you try to pass 11, and that will give you an error. And if you try to run this one, it should print out one from 1 to the 10, because we are passing from 1 to the 10th over here. If you go to the logcat, you can see that we have passed from 1 to 10 object, and finally it got completed. So what about if we passed in array over here? So let's go up over here, and I'll just create a val and say m list, and this should equals to a mutable list of, let us create a mutable list of, and I'll just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10, and 11, and let me have a 12. And instead of this, all of this item, let me remove this one, and I will pass the m list over here. It's taking the mutable list, which means that it's accepting the list over here. And now if you try to run over here, you can see it's giving an error which says that observer it's a mutable list, but we are actually observing an int, so that's not going to work because we are passing that observer to this observable, which is a type of the mutable list, but here our observer is of the int type. So we need to change this one to the list of the, let's say, int, and we have to remove this one, or else let me overwrite the method over here. So this should be of, I think, let me just cut this section and paste somewhere over below here, and let us implement all of the member function over for this one. So just implement that one. So all of this, everything remains the same, only the thing that you will notice is the on next. So on next, you can see it's taking the list. So what we will do is we will just copy the same thing, just copy the same thing and paste it over here. This is just to show you about how it works. Only the difference was previously we are receiving the integer value, but now we are receiving a list of the int. Just paste it over here, and this one too, just copy and paste it over here. And finally we have this one, just copy and paste it over here. And now let us remove this one, and then you can see that now we will try to print out this one. So let us try to print, or let us try to run our application. And I think we need to convert it to we need to get the value from the list. So first of all, let's go to the logcat, and let us check over here. So here you can see it passes not the list, it's actually the list, but you can see it print out it emitted a value just one time. It didn't went through all of the list item and printed out all of the item for us. You can see that it's only a one because we have passed it as a one object. It says just one object. It's not the integer, it's not the array, or it's not the list. It's taking just one item, and it's just going to pass it to down over here, and on next we receive the list of that particular item, and then we just print it out. So there is another operator just for the, or if you want to pass as an array or the list. So let's meet up in the next lecture and just try to go and practice all of this, and I hope you guys will understand it more better when you try to create your own operator and pass it over here. So that's all, and we will see on more of the coming up on the next lecture. We'll see some of the more operators that we are going to create. So let's meet up in the next lecture. Till then, have a great day.